Good morning. Happy Thursday, July 23rd. And welcome to this next edition of How to Get Guaranteed Sales Appointments. I was asked to say, hi, my name is Brian Williams and this is the news. But anyway, inside joke, or maybe not. So thanks for being here again today. We have been building up to this. And I'm excited to show you some kind of inside strategies and tactics and techniques to find people on LinkedIn to connect with. Before I get into the training, though, I want to make sure that I introduce Ronan Rahman, my co-host. There he is.
Good morning, Mr. Not the News Anchor. Brian Williams.
Yeah, well, I figured if I introduced myself as Brian Williams, here's the news, they might think I'm making everything up.
That's right. So today we're talking about Sales Navigator, which is an incredible tool to get to the people that you want to talk to the most, right? So not screaming at the whole audience, but really narrowing in and honing in who you want to talk to, and then reaching out to them. So I'm excited to find out about that. As always, we are live. And because we're live, we take questions, we look for your comments, we will engage with you. It's great, and it's a lot of fun. So remember, leave your comments down below, and we will
leave your comments down below and your opinions to yourself. No.
That's right. That is right.
I don't know what's coming over me.
No. We are strictly facts here. This is all about Sales Navigator. So I'm going to scoot out of the way, let you do your thing.
Sounds good. Okay, so this week we've learned about how to craft your message. On Monday, we learned how to dress up your LinkedIn profile on Tuesday. Yesterday, we talked about how to message, what to say in those messages for connecting and communicating and nurturing and setting up appointments. And today, we're going to talk about finding people. So it's not that exciting, doing searches on LinkedIn. I'll try to make it as entertaining as possible. But it is an important part of making new connections, right? So I want to make sure that you know how to use both the free version of LinkedIn as well as the powerful paid Sales Navigator Pro version of LinkedIn. And so with that, I am going to move on over to my screen and share with you. Here I'm logged into my LinkedIn account, obviously. And let me just share with you some ideas, some techniques that you may or may not be aware of that you can do right within the free LinkedIn search at the top left-hand corner. That is pretty powerful, actually. So I'm actually working on an assignment for one of our clients right now. So I'm going to take this opportunity to do a real example of something that we're working on for one of our clients. So I'm going to get some work done while training at the same time. And my partner Ronan says you cannot multitask. This is multitasking at its finest. So here we go. So one of our clients reaches out to healthcare professionals, healthcare businesses. He actually provides them with Google advertising services. And so we're looking for some more relevant people for him to connect with. And one of the job titles in the healthcare industry, if you are not aware of that, is called a practice manager. And a practice manager is someone who basically kind of guides and advises the office staff and the physicians and things like that in a medical care practice, and helps them, get their operations in place and marketing in place, a bunch of other stuff. So we're going to go find our client Sergio some practice managers to reach out to. So here we go. So I'm going to start with that word, practice manager. And if I just stop there and hit enter, let's see what happens on the search result. And you can see right at the very top, Donna Perkins, practice manager at Mountain View Family Dental. So there you go. She's in the healthcare space. Here is Belinda, practice manager at Pioneer Valley Dermatology. So also in the healthcare space. And here's another one, Erica Howe, practice manager at Rejuvenate Med Spa. So interesting, 3 practice managers at 3 different types of healthcare providers. And that also gives me some ideas too, right? Because Sergio works with all kinds of different healthcare providers. So maybe I want to, do a campaign just for practice managers in the dental space, or just in the dermatology space, or just in the med spa space. So that actually gave me some ideas. I did not expect that. So kind of cool. So with that in mind, let's say we want to narrow this down a little more, and do that. So if you use a term called, it's a Boolean search term, and it's the word "and," all in capital letters, we can narrow down this search a little bit more. So let's say we want to find practice managers in a particular subcategory or subset of healthcare. We could use this Boolean command word "and." It must be in all caps to do this properly. And we could type in, let's just do dentist, or dental. Okay. And let's see what happens. So what I'm expecting to happen is I'm going to find practice managers that specifically work in the dental industry. And if you look now, you'll see all of these practice managers. I don't think her name is LinkedIn member, by the way, but that's interesting. Practice manager at Downtown Dental. There's Donna again at Family View Dental. Allie Owen, practice manager at Hillcrest Dental. And if I scroll down here, I'll probably see some more. There's Joyce at Heartland Dental, Dolores at Anthem Periodontics and Dental Implants. So that is exactly the kind of search result I'm looking for. And if I were to swap this out, let's say for, I don't know, how about plastic surgery, just to see if there's anybody that shows up there. Practice manager in plastic surgery. There you go. So now I'm looking at practice managers that work at different plastic surgery places as well. So you can really use this Boolean search command word "and" to get some refined results, because what it does is it requires that the result includes both things on either side of the word "and." And you can even narrow this down even further by adding another "and" command and maybe typing in location like Los Angeles. And if you do that, then I would expect to get people from the Los Angeles area, although I do see this first one's from Las Vegas. Orange County is in the Los Angeles area. Here's some greater Los Angeles people. So using the free version of LinkedIn search, it's not as refined, right? And that's why we prefer Sales Navigator Pro, but it's closer, right? I see a lot of people in the general LA area, okay? So with that, I'm going to move over and I'm going to continue this training using Sales Navigator Pro, which is a paid upgrade to your LinkedIn account. So I'm going to go to this tab and let's jump right in and continue the same exact line of thinking. So in Sales Navigator Pro, there's really two primary ways you can search, and you find those under this all filters link next to the search bar. If I click on that one time, I can search for leads, or I can search for accounts. A lead is a person, a human being, if you will, and an account is a business entity. So if you're looking for reaching into like a particular type of business and you want to maybe connect with a bunch of different types of people in that business, you might want to use the account filters. For this example, we're looking for people that are practice managers. So I'm going to go and click on lead filters, which is primarily what you'll probably do. So I'm going to do the same kind of thing in keywords. I'm going to type in practice manager. Oops, practice manager, just like we did on the free version. And in this case, they're going to, Sales Navigator is going to ask us, what are we looking for? Are we looking for practice manager healthcare? Do I mean people that work as a practice manager? I'm not going to select any of these for this example. I'm just going to type in practice manager and leave it alone. And one thing you'll notice when you do that is up in the upper right-hand corner, it'll show me how many total results are in my search right now. And there's over 3 million. Obviously, that's a lot. And this is LinkedIn worldwide right now. So one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to narrow my geography down to something more reasonable. So why don't we start with just the United States? And that'll bring us down to only 1 million prospects. So let's keep going. So let's do the same thing we did over on the free version and use a Boolean command and let's stick with dental just for this example. And you'll notice too, there's other ideas that show up. Are you looking for dental clinic, dental practice? I'm just going to leave it as dental for now. Let's see what happens. And now I'm dropping down to 68,000 results. So we're getting closer to what we're looking for. I like to work with a list of no more than 1,000 prospects at a time. So we still have some refining to do here. And like, one way obviously is geography. So let's let's do this. Let's, instead of the United States, let's see what we can find in just Sergio's backyard, which is Las Vegas metropolitan area, and see what comes up. All right, now we're talking. We only have 427 now, so we're getting to a more manageable list, if you will. But there's some other things that we might want to consider. For example, we might want to consider the amount of people that are in the company that this particular person works for. That's company headcount. And in Sergio's case, he's looking for businesses that have a budget for marketing and a budget for advertising. So probably not self-employed, although it might work. Probably businesses that have some staff. So I'm going to select 11 to 50, 51 to 200, 200 or 200 to 500, and maybe 1 to 10, maybe 1 to 10 as well. I'm going to leave it there. And so now we're getting into kind of a smallish dental practice. And the other thing I sometimes will use as well is how many years the person has been in their position. We find that sometimes the more experience or the number of years they've had in their position will give us a bit of a better quality relationship or conversation. And if they just started in the position, like within the last few months, they may or may not be in a decision-making position yet. But if they've been there for a few years or more, then they tend, not always, but tend to be more likely to be open to conversation. So let's click on years of position. I'm going to go with 1 to 2, 3 to 5, 6 to 10, and 6 to 10, and more than 10. I'm going to leave just the 1 year or less out of it. That way I just eliminate people that are brand new in that position. And now I'm down to 151 results. So these are some of the kinds of things that we look for and we could do with these filters, these advanced filters that you get with Sales Navigator Pro. Now, I will tell you that this 151 is a very small list, so I would probably want to expand this out a bit. And I'll show you why in just a moment. But for now, we're going to use this for this example. I'm going to click this search button here. It's called search. And let's see what we get. This will show us the actual people who meet all these filters and our search criteria that we put in here. And so you can see practice manager at a dental practice in Las Vegas. All of these people pretty much look. This is a dental implant place, so a little bit specific. Henderson is a city within the Las Vegas area, if you do not know that already. So yeah, these all look like they meet the criteria that we're looking for. And there's 151 of them. Now, one other tip that I'll give you is that we tend to start reaching out to people who we know are active on LinkedIn. And one of the features of Sales Navigator is they show us a list of people who've literally posted something, either comments or an actual LinkedIn post on LinkedIn within the last 30 days. And that's this tab over here where you only see 27 people. So if I click on that tab where it says 27, all of these people here have actually posted something on LinkedIn within the last month. Now, it doesn't mean that the other 125 or so people over here are not using LinkedIn. It just means they haven't posted anything on LinkedIn. But as a tip, when you start to connect with people, you might want to start with this group here. You'll likely have a higher response rate because we know these 27 people are definitely active on LinkedIn. We just don't know that about these other 151. And when you're done with this, by the way, you can click Save Search in here, and you can actually call it something like, I use words like keyword. What do we call this? Practice manager. So you can name these. You can save these things, and then I sometimes abbreviate practice manager and dental, and then you can put like Las Vegas and some other criteria, so within the search, and save the search, and that'll put a list together for you where you can literally just go out and message people. So if I were to do that, I'll just show you how I do that. Why not? So I just save that list. If I go into my lists here at the top of Sales Navigator, you'll see that it's here. Well, maybe it's not here. Save searches, excuse me. There it is, keyword practice manager. And if I click on this, it will pull me back right into these 27 people that I saved. And I can go in here now and click on these little dots. and message them or connect with them. I'm not going to do that because that's not my market. It's Sergio's, but I can connect with them right here through Sales Navigator if I so choose to do that. Just for those of you that watched yesterday's training on how to do that. So that's about all I have. I hope that was useful for you in finding people. I'm going to come back to full screen here and bring on Ronan. Hey there.
Hey,
how you doing, buddy?
Yeah,
there you go. I added a couple of bonus tips today.
Yeah. So bottom line is there's just nothing sexy about Sales Navigator. It just isn't.
But there is something sexy about connecting with the people that might be great connections for you.
Exactly. And that's the thing, it's the most effective way to not be floundering around and looking for something or someone to talk to. It can be very directed with all the filtering and everything that you did. You can be very directed about who it is you're looking for and go after that. And it completely ties into the market to message match.
Correct.
So now we're tying it back to the original conversation we had on Monday, It
all ties together.
Yeah. Now, tomorrow, we're going to talk about our secret weapon, right?
We are. We're going to talk about something that we do that I would say 97.5% of businesses are not doing. And that is something that, well, you just have to wait. So tomorrow at 9:30, yeah. Tune in at 9:30 Pacific time tomorrow. I will demonstrate exactly what that is. I might even give away a few cool things to people that are attending because I like to do that. So tune in tomorrow at 9:30. We will show you what we use to get a 90+% response rate. And it is really, really cool. So
awesome. See everybody tomorrow.